Right, okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. I am apologizing in advance for this, but my Mac won't let me record anymore, so I apologize, but if you guys want the end of this LP, you're gonna have to put up with very horrible resolution.
Maybe we should look around for clues.
Otherwise, I'm not even gonna be able to play. This isn't even... There we go. But yeah, apologies in advance. I know this is really bad resolution and it looks pretty bad. Blame my MacBook for not wanting to work. Should do this one.
Let's head over there.
But anyway, hey everybody, it's Flaming Gilgamesh, bringing you another episode of RWBY Grimm Eclipse. I know that it's been a while since the last episode, and I apologize for that. I've been pretty busy lately. But without further ado, we can get into...
Let's clear this place out.
This episode. I'm not sure if I want to try and get this done by... well, I'm pretty sure I can get this done by Volume 4 premiering. Honestly, it wouldn't be that difficult if I do. Actually, even if I did an episode a week, I'd get it done without any problems. There's only 10 levels, and now that I know the trick to beating Death Stalker, I can actually freaking do it. That was a hell of a learning curve. Too much to talk about going on in my life. So I'll pick something video game related to talk about.
It's over.
I don't think there's anything really worth talking about that I know enough on in video game news, at least. I'm normally the last person to hear about stuff, just because I heard that. Where are you? Oh, there you are. I'm normally the last person to hear things, so I'm not going to bother trying to talk about some new thing that's coming out. No, I guess I might just try and stick to talking about RWBY. Alright, so first off, I might as well talk about what I like in RWBY. I really like it just because I came here, like, the first bit I saw from it was, does he still call himself? He either still calls himself the Autarch or he calls himself by his name, Alex Rokon. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not. But he did one of his Hades riffs videos, which is he's like a spot-on voice impression of Hades from Kid Icarus Uprising. So he does like in character like voice impression of Hades, and he makes fun of stuff. He did the first episode of RWBY, and that was when I was like, oh hey, this is really cool. What is this? Like, what does it stand for? People
it's
just
enormous.
People just told me, oh, it stands for, you know, red, white, black, yellow. Just the color scheme of 4 girls, and it also stands for their names, which is RWBY White Slave Gang. But nobody told me, hey, it's the show that RWBY does. And eventually someone gave me a link to go and watch it, that I think it was, or no, I think I searched it on YouTube and saw that Rooster Teeth had done it, and I was like, oh, thanks for not telling me this, guys. But yeah, I got around to watching it. I watched all of Volume 1, because I first watched it when Volume 1 was, I actually think I watched it like right after Volume 1 wrapping up, because I remember waiting for Volume 2, and then having the announcement being like, oh, it's on my birthday! Yeah, I got, Volume 2 was on my, Volume 2 premiered on my 16th birthday, which was really cool.
Didn't see me, did you?
And I was thinking Volume 3 was going to do the same, but apparently not. Yeah, I liked RWBY because I thought it was funny, pretty well written. I understand that a lot of people don't think that, but to each their own. Plus, it was really, like, the first... It was really the first anime that I actually, like, kind of seen and, like, got into and started to care about. And it's really the only one that I still care about extensively. Well, okay, this is apparently working. I'm literally just mashing left click right now. Alright, well, that was the thing. What on top of that? Oh, crap. I honestly thought the animation was, like, pretty good. I think it looks really cool, like, the show. This game looks pretty cool when you can run it on something that's not... Ow. When you can run it on something that's not as crappy as my laptop. Like, you guys can see that there's still performance issues, and I'm on the second lowest graphics setting. But yeah, again, Windows 10 isn't letting me record on my MacBook. I don't know why. Yes, I put Windows 10 on my MacBook. Is there a problem with that? Well, it's just, it's a MacBook Pro, and it's very, very good. And I got it for school. It's just, I can't do, like, any gaming on it, because the Steam for Windows, my Steam for Mac doesn't have these, like, it's a smaller, like, pool of games. Anyway, as, like, Volume 2 got closer and closer of RWBY to premiering, I got a little, like, I got more hyped for it, got more into it. Watching Volume 2 was really cool. And then after, like, the finale, I was like, oh, this series is, like, really good. And that's really when I got, like, that was when I was the most into it. I'm not saying that I've, like, fallen out. Like, I still love RWBY, and I'm still hyped for it. And it's still, like, probably one of my favorite shows ever. It's just, like, it's not that I've moved on, it's just,
Done.
I'm just not as, like, hugely, like, can I move this? Is there any way I can move this? I don't think I can move this. I cannot move that. Okay. Well, that's going to be annoying there. I'm going to assume that I only have 1 point to spend. I'm going to spend it on that. Also don't want to spend it on that. I can't spend it on that. Well? I mean, what's the closest? I'm, like, only halfway there for that. Not even halfway there for that. Haven't done anything for that. I already have all of these. Sure, I'm just gonna do that. Onwards. But yeah, it's just, I don't follow, I still follow RWBY pretty closely, it's just I don't interact with the people who, like, other people in the, I don't really interact with as many other fans as...
What's wrong with these Grimm?
As I used to, simply because...
This is indeed concerning. Those mutated Grimm you fought in Mountain Glen were no fluke. Now we know there are more of them. Follow those train tracks uphill and maybe we can find out where they're coming from.
But it's just that, to me, it seems that the majority of... Oh, hello. It just seems that a lot of people in the RWBY fandom just got stupid. Or not even stupid, it's just... as RWBY became more and more popular, and it took off and got more and more fans, like, the problem is that more... I don't know, so it's more otakus and, unfortunately, weeaboos started joining the fandom. And I just like to clarify that, like, by otaku I mean, like, other people who are into anime and stuff. But by weeaboo I mean people who think that it's the writer's job to to pander to them and give them exactly what they want, and they get super pissy about not getting their way, and they honestly think that they know better. They think that they know better than writers, and they will bitch if their OTP gets screen time, and they will celebrate if their OTP gets screen time, even if they're in the same overhead shot of a large group of people. It's those people that need to get a life, quite frankly. Like, it's so many of those people came into the fan base, and they just started.
It's over.
Well, that was a fight.
Better and better.
And they just seemed to overwhelm the actual sensible people who were pretty cool and came up with good ideas. And more fan works and conversations and everything just devolved into just ship wars and just talking about how the writers are stupid, because I kid you not, I literally saw someone complaining about how the writers are stupid, and it's like, why is Dawn covering Kira? Like, we really need Yang to go and do it. Like, that's what would have been better. Yang would have been better for it to be comforting Kira. This was after, it was volume 3. I forgot which episode was it? 6, I think? You guys know, Arcos moment number 1. That episode. That's, like, the only thing I have to say for it, but that's the only thing I can say to, like, have people, like, understand which episode I'm talking about. But that someone literally just went on this huge rant about how the writers are stupid. It should have been Yang. Yang should have been comforting Pyrrha. Blah, 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 blah. And everybody with half a brain who read this, and I actually looked through people's comments and stuff to this post. Everybody's comments for the most part were, "Are you kidding me? Why? In what universe would Yang be the best person out of everybody, like all of the characters, to go and talk to Pyrrha and be like, hey, I understand you're going through some heavy shit, but it's alright?" Because this was following Yang's match with Mercury. So, like, oh, can I go over here? Okay. So, Yang was dealing with her own shit, but that person's just like, nah, she'll be fine.
Up this hill over here.
She needs to go comfort Pyrrha because that's the OTP, and the OTP needs screen time. Therefore, I'm going to angrily defend this and be super pissy by the fact that it didn't happen. Like, everybody read into the actual, like, subtext of the post, and were like, yeah, no, we all understand what your actual complaint is here, and it's stupid. And it's just, like, that's just the one that sticks out in my mind the most, but for the most part, there's so many people who just, they expect so much from the show. They expect way too much for the show, and they expect it to be something that it's, quite frankly, not. So many people, just because the main cast, like Team RWBY, is all girls, and then Team Juniper, who also share important screen time, which that's another rant I'll get to in a second, because they're, Kira and Nora are girls, and that makes Team half girl. People think that it's some sort of, like, female empowerment video, and, like, that's all it is. Or not video, it's a female empowerment series, and that's all it is, and that's, like, literally just it, and that's why people get pissed whenever John gets screen time, and they're like, nobody likes him, he's stupid, and there's no point in him being here. It's like, no, he's actually, like, a decently written character. He's, not the best, but there's literally no reason for you to say, no, he's stupid, get him out of here, but give him screen time. Go back to Team RWBY. Another thing, and this is very evident by anybody who watched the RTX panel prior to Volume 3, everybody knows what I'm talking about this. People think the show is also just about LGBTQ rep. Somebody literally asked Miles and Carrie, hey, will you guys continue to show LGBTQ plus, like, stuff and, like, represent it in the show? And they very tactfully said, you'll see, but I think, like, honestly, based on the fact that, there's, I don't believe any really romantic feelings going on between anybody except Kira and John, but, you know, that was a thing. Spoilers. There's no reason to assume that, like, there's been any...
Didn't see me, did you?
There's no reason to assume that there's been any LGBTQ members. There's been literally nothing to suggest that any of them aren't, in fact, actually all straight. Or there's nothing to... Wait, there's nothing to show that any of them's gay. They're like, for all we know, all the characters could be, you know... Okay, damn it. Damn lag. But for all we know, there's nothing saying that everybody except for Ren, not Ren anymore. Although, to be honest, they're also 90% chance actually dating each other. But, that was just me. I'm not gonna... Oh shit. Just gonna drop that. But, like, aside from John and Kira, there's, like, no reason to think that anybody's sexuality is determined or that they care about that. Like, because that's just not an aspect of the show. Like, even with, like, Kira liking John, that wasn't just for the sake of romance, that was the sake...
Let's take this thing down.
This thing, damn it. That wasn't there for just romance and just shipping, that was there for... Excuse me, it had to do with Kira's character of she's just been placed on this pedestal her whole life, and people don't ever want to treat her like she's somebody else. Everyone treats her like she's this goddess, and she's above everybody. And she doesn't like that, and the fact that John honestly had no idea who the hell she was when they first met was why she initially fell for him. He just didn't care about her being a celebrity. He didn't care about what she was, he just cared about who she was. Not romantically at first, at least I think. I'm not even sure if he... I'm not 100% sure he developed feelings because, damn it, all we have to go on is the episode dancing. Oh fuck, it clipped through the tree. All we have to go on is the dance episode of Volume 2. Oh, hello. And, shit, a bit of, damn it. I hate this enemy. It's so stupid. It's not even the worst. Ah! I hate this stupid enemy. I'm gonna be here. Hello. Oh god, I don't know where I am. I'm clipped into everything. I need to... Oh shit. I know I was in the middle of the train of thought, but I'm trying my best not to die right now. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason to suspect there's any LGBTQ members or anything. So just getting up and like at a panel asking like in front of a large group of people and like both the writers and most of the voice actors and saying like, who, like, are you guys going to keep doing this? It's like, what do you mean keep doing it? Haven't exactly started. And it's just, like, that's the reason why I stopped associating with the fan base and why I stopped talking to people and, just following people, just because I'm like, I liked what this fan base used to be. I like some of the stuff, like, they used to do, but now there's just too many idiots who just don't, like, they have this preconceived notion of what the show is, and they like the show for what they... Damn it. They like the show for what they think it is, not what it actually is, and that's why they get super pissy whenever people talk about the show as it is, or complain about the show as it is, or anything like that, because they're upset that, like, they just don't understand that what they think the show is quite simply not what the show
Team,
actually is.
that was an incredible display of fighting mastery. We must get to the source of where these mutated monstrosities are coming from, and more importantly, who's behind it. I sense we're getting close. If you can manage to get to the end of the rail line, we just might find the answers we need.
Like, just an adorable cat. Yeah, I've seen people complain about the whole fishbowl incident scene in Volume 3, complaining that the writers have no idea how to handle Blake, and they're going to take her away from the writers and keep her here until the writers learn to actually write characters. I've seen people bitch about Jean having screen time and saying he's not important, quit giving him screen time, nobody cares about him, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Jean is great. And now, with everything that's happened, yeah, Jean's, like, he's going to be a super important character. Like, that's why they spent so much time giving him a character arc and developing him, because he's important. They know what they're doing. Almost everybody who complains about the show does not, and almost all of their complaints are unfounded and unjust, and it's just them bitching about they're not getting the ship that they want, and they feel like they should be entitled to get whatever the hell they want, and because they aren't getting it, they think it's the writer's fault, and not the fact that they have a preconceived notion of what the show is, of what they think the show is, when in fact it's completely wrong. Well, this has been it was fair for an episode. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here. This has been Flaming Gilgamesh, and this has been RWBY Grimm Eclipse. Again, I apologize for the crap resolution and any and all lag spikes and performance issues. You can blame both of my laptops, one for being a piece of shit, and the other one for not working. Looking at you, MacBook. I'm actually glaring at my MacBook right now. It's just sitting here thinking, I can get by with just being absolute shit. Anyway, this is Flaming Gilgamesh, and take care, everyone.